Hey, do not think that's a bit small?
Oh, I found it at the back of Charlie's, tangled under a hedge. It must have belonged to TJ.
Yeah, getting ready for your new life. Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't thought about it like that.
What, are you looking for a skip to throw it into?
Sacrilege. I thought Doug might be able to restore it to its former glory.
I think he'd be more interested in engines.
But he could treat the rust, give it a decent lick of paint to be as good as new.
You sure it's worth all the trouble, Cass?
Maybe young Jack would like it.
I don't think he has your vision. She after ignoring you on purpose?
Maybe she didn't see me.
Of course she saw us, Cass.
Then she didn't want to talk. I told you, I touched a nerve with her over the article.
She's not bothered about the Northside News.
I'm afraid it's a little more complicated than that.
It's rude is what it is.
You don't understand. It wasn't just what was in the paper, it's what I said about it.
She should get down off her high horse. This wedding is about you and Bella. That's the beginning and the end of it. What right has she got to make a scene?
I'm not so sure she is, to be honest. You're right. We should find somewhere to dump this.
The place is in good shape anyway. They should all be comfortable.
I'd be happy when the whole thing is signed and sealed. You can forget about it all.
There's a box of odd bits that were left behind at the door. Do you want me to drop them over to Doug in the garage?
Not at all. Pete will take them now.
Oh, yeah. No, whatever suits.
Now, this is all standard, like we talked about. You just have to fill in the tenant's details and we'll be good to go.
No problem.
I know I wanted an agency to look after things, but I'm glad we went down this road now. Feels more personal.
Well, Sean is nothing if not reliable.
I do my best.
Good luck.
All right. So, have you decided who you're going with? Dara seems like a good fit.
Yeah. I'm just weighing everything up.
Good, good. To be honest, I just want the whole thing settled. That's why I have you running things. So there's no messing with rent or anything else.
Yeah, don't worry about it. The mate who's taken the other room, he has solid work around the country. He's only using this as a base. So there's only one room left.
Right. Well, sooner the better then, yeah?
Yeah. I'll make my decision today.
Right, good.
Oh, thanks, Hughie.
You're welcome.
So, I spoke to Lenny. He posted that check yesterday to the garage. He put it in a birthday card, marked it personal. That's the first rodeo.
I don't want the check.
Yeah, well, he's hoping to have the cash by today, but Robin's been making delays.
Who else knows about this?
Look, she's decent, Sarge, you know. She's discreet.
Well, she doesn't have to be. I want the cars back.
Orla, I promise you, we can trust her. I used to have a thing with her.
The women you used to have a thing with, Paul, are a very big club, and most of us don't much like you. I'm cancelling the sale. And then you can keep his cash, and I'll pay for the transporter.
Why?
Keelan had another go at the contract. It's magically changed to 40%. So I don't have the right to sell the cars anymore.
That's rubbish. You're a saleswoman.
Well, apparently now I'm a hood ornament. And I have to ask Wayne permission for any transaction bigger than a jar Swerfiga. So if we sell the cars, we're going to get done for theft.
Orla, we already sold the cars.
There's no sale until money changes hands. Trust me. I'm getting very interested in contract law. Oh, don't tell me.
Lenny put 500 quid into my account as a gesture of goodwill. Look, I told you he'd throw me some cash.
Yeah, and you asked him to give it you in advance.
Oh, you know Lenny.
If I'd known Lenny, I never would have let you talk me into this.
Wayne wouldn't prosecute, would he?
Maybe not me. But I'd love to see you swing.
Yeah, of course he would. And you've really shafted us now, haven't you?
Drive down now. Take your 500 quid and give Lenny whatever else he wants. But you're coming back with those cars.
She's not here. She's at a meeting.
I don't mind waiting. If that suits you.
Yeah, it does, actually. I was hoping to have a word.
Okay.
When you came around here last week, Paul Brennan was there in his socks.
And his short sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, and his trousers. He took his shoes off because his feet were sore. Now, I don't know what kind of affairs you have up in Cavan.
Where's coming?
I don't care. Right, I don't care what kind of marriages you have in Culture Land. Up here we can take our shoes off and it doesn't count as cheating. Now, I'm sorry for shouting, but I've seen what happens when people get a bad reputation.
Like the bishops. I wonder how that happened.
Say what you like about my family. They'd never do what you just did to Orla.
Well, Pete will apologise to her, won't you, Pete?
Oh, I'd be happy to, yeah.
You woke up my dolphin.
I'm sorry, babe. Do you want me to sing him another lullaby?
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we should leave you to it. You didn't say who Orla was meeting with?
No, you're right. I didn't.
It's bloody Paul Brennan.
Junior?
That's what Mum calls him.
Tell her we'll call in again later. See you later, love.
Bye.
Laura,
Hey.
those are for the gym. Saving the journey, seeing as how your legs are going that way.
Okay. It's bills and statements.
I don't decide what's delivered. I just make sure it gets there.
Don't shoot the messenger, huh?
Oh, never heard that one before. You're a born original.
How are you?
Hey.
Here, do you not think you could get over yourself? You straight up ignored Cass this morning in the park.
Oh, I was in the middle of a run. I didn't want to stop.
Well, I'm sorry if being social takes it out of you. He's an old man.
I think Cass is the last person who'd want special treatment because of his age.
Have to agree with Laura on that one.
Even so, you've got your socks in a ball all because you used that pride flag in the paper.
Sorry, where's all this coming from?
He says you're all up in arms because of cultural appropriation.
He said that?
Well, not that exactly, no, but that was the gist of it.
All I said is that I didn't think it was something to make a joke about.
But geez, you know they're only looking for a good story. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay, well, it means something to me. I can't believe I have to say that. It's not even his story.
He did hike the Appalachian Trail once. Showed me his boots. Still has the holes in them.
Yeah, and the bit about him getting married, that's true.
Yeah, but the underlying message isn't.
They did put a positive spin on it, though. You have to give them that.
No, I know, but the whole thing is completely made up, and they didn't have to use a pride flag.
Should they do that in the press?
You're usually the first person to give out about the papers getting things wrong.
Having your private life spewed all over the tabloids like you're some gangland moll isn't the same thing.
Maybe they just wanted a good story and it didn't mean anything.
It's completely different.
Okay, so when something bothers you, it matters, and when it bothers me, it doesn't. Got it.
You can't deny there's an element of logic to that, Carol.
Thanks. Killian can see me in an hour.
He's doing well out of it.
I'm a hairdresser, and you're a handyman with a dodgy van. Tell me how we can do this without a solicitor, and I'm all for it.
Question is, should we be doing this at all? I mean, you were all on her side a couple of weeks ago.
And she abused it.
It's wrong on all sides.
You jumped to conclusions. Absolutely. But they ran with it.
I'm talking about the contract. You promised her half the garage.
Under false pretenses. If I'd known she was planning a hijack, that contract would have been very different.
It's very different now.
Well, there's no paper trail. No one will ever know.
That's our morality now, isn't it?
Oh, this is no time for the St. Pete Act. I'm protecting my son.
Your first call was to Killian Hurley.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell Wayne when it's fixed. I don't mind being the villain if it saves his relationship with his son.
By costing him his marriage?
If that's the choice he has, it's Orla's fault, not mine.
We timed this badly. I could have spotted you.
I'm doing cardio today.
Cool, if you're sure. I had a job fall through me, so I'm on a bit of a loose end.
Oh, you're grand. Sorry to hear about the job.
Happens all the time. Thankfully, I have the stage to fall back on.
Fair enough.
I'm off tomorrow as well. I thought maybe I could move some of my stuff across.
Right. Dara, I'm afraid I'm giving the room to someone else.
You're kidding me.
Well, sorry, there was a lot of interest.
Vinny?
Yeah, she had really great references.
Oh, laminated, were they? Colour printed?
Don't be like that.
I suppose. Mine were for my parents.
It's just, weighing it all up.
Look, It was only for a change of scenery. It's not as if I'm stuck, you know? We won't fall out over.
Thanks. It's obviously nothing personal.
Yeah. Actually, Sean, this Vinny one, yeah? You're sure about it?
Why wouldn't it be?
There'd be no harm to be wise to her. That's all.
Sure. Thanks for the heads up.
You probably think I'm saying this because I didn't get the room.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, enjoy your cardio.
Sure.
I thought it'd be a good idea to see where we all stand.
So you went back to Killian Hurley, the man who you warned me away from.
I can only keep this away from Wayne for so long, Orla. I'm hoping that we can settle everything over the next few days. Then you can get to work on your marriage.
Settle what?
Well, just for clarity, I thought we should start with the legal liabilities.
Oh, good. Can we start with Wayne?
Wayne should have asked you about the money he invested. But he did withdraw it from a joint account. That's perfectly legal. As for using the garage as collateral, again, it's his business. Or it was at the time, so he can borrow off it as he likes.
Joint accounts, yeah. I mean, why would you trust the person you're married to?
Coming to you, I'm afraid the picture is a little more cloudy. Killian drew me up a quick list. Selling the cars at that price was way over the line. Now, whether it amounts to fraud might depend on your state of mind.
I can plead insanity. I married Wayne, after all.
It's more about the consciousness of guilt, like doing it in secret, or pretending you were having an affair to cover it up, or not running any transaction through the books. Ray let me in. So taking all that together, according to Killian, sounds like an open and shut case. Then it comes down to the sentence. Killian says apparently judges go harder on women. Oh, I don't know how true that is, but I'd be inclined not to risk it.
Well, I'm sure Killian gave you the details.
Killian thinks you're looking at 5 years.
What happens if I deny everything?
Paul might lie under oath, and whoever bought the cars. But I don't think Sash would. Ray certainly wouldn't.
What does it take not to report this? I mean, that's what we're talking about here.
You shouldn't have lied to us.
You know the position Wayne left me in, and all I wanted was my own money.
I think we moved on from there.
What's the penalty for forging a contract? You know you offered me half. You heard her. Then I signed it. And now it's only 40%.
Well, there's obviously been some mistake there. I'm sure that can be revisited.
The contract says what it says.
Come on, Dolores. You clearly offered her 50%. Maybe we should have checked the typos. I suppose that's the explanation.
Well, as I said, I'm looking at a whole solution. Revisiting the contract might well be a part of it.
What do you want?
I'm just giving you the position as it stands. We could all do with a couple of hours to think over what comes next. But don't be upset, Orla. Remember...
I know. You're on my side.
There are no sides. We're all one family. You, Wayne, me, Pete.
And Junior.
Exactly.
How are you, Cass? Listen, I'm sorry I told you to put that bike in a skip earlier. It's good to fix things that are broken.
I left it in with Doug. He didn't promise me anything, but he said he'd add it to his prohibitively long list.
Well, if he does get to do a job in it, maybe I will take it off you. Who knows? Jack could be a hipster.
Yes. You know, Carol was sticking up for you with Laura earlier.
Why? Did Laura say something about me?
I know, it was more of a general chat than a personal one.
I don't want you fighting my battles.
Wasn't a battle. Just gave her a piece of me mind, is all.
Yeah, and then Laura gave Carol a piece of hers.
There's no need for any of this. Bella didn't want me to do that interview. I should have listened to her.
You know, I think this goes deeper than what was in that paper.
Bella is mad with me because he isn't gay, and Laura is mad with me because she is.
Bella doesn't like people knowing any of his business. That's all that's about. He's even suspicious taking the post off me some days.
He's afraid of getting scammed by junk mail. I keep telling him it doesn't happen that way.
You know, he really would be lost without you, you know that?
Laura'll cool off. I'll have a word with her.
Yeah, I might leave that for a while. You kind of, you know, knocked her off balance.
Was defending Cass. Whose side are you on?
Ours. And hers. I get her point.
There's no need for her to take the hump.
Well, you did kind of come at her out of nowhere, you know?
I talked to her myself. The whole thing is running away from me.
It's why it's best just to leave it.
Well, I have to do something. She is my friend.
Well, she's not been a very supportive friend. A wedding is a wedding. It's supposed to be a celebration.
Yeah, Carol could be right, though. Yeah, sometimes you're better off not arguing the toss.
Well, maybe I can't fix it, but it doesn't feel right to leave things the way they are.
Foot and Mouth was the last one, and that was only 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, I can't stand parades anyway. Full of crusties and stilts and yanks and bagpipes.
Yeah, but that's not the point. 2 big diseases in 20 years. You would wonder what we're doing to the planet.
Oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink this, then recycle the bottle, so you can't blame me for the apocalypse.
Yeah, but that's not much of a comfort. Bosco, take over.
When did you get back? Why didn't you call me?
I'm just out of the car. I was going to meet you for a drink.
What, did you get the cars back?
I think you'll want a drink.
What happened?
Well, I asked him for the cars back. He thought about it for about 15 seconds, and then he offered to sell them to me.
No.
He wants 150 grand, minus the 30 they cost him.
60.
Well, you want the cash, remember? No paper trail.
The invoice says 30.
So that brings it down to 120 grand. You have that in his account, and you can have your cars back tomorrow.
I have no money.
I know. Bit of gossip, yeah? Bit of crack with the girls. Well, congratulations, Bosco, because you just destroyed this woman's life.
Oh, yeah, I took a chance to be home because I have a lift organised with all my stuff. I'm a bit lastminute.com.
No problem. I do have keys organised for you. Just wasn't expecting you so soon.
And didn't I tell you I was all ready to go? Like I said, I'm as good as my word.
Well, your room is all cleared out. I took care of it myself.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks, John. Do you know what, Vinny? This place is really great. You remember Michelle, right? She's helping me with the move.
Of course I do.
You made a good choice with Vinny.
Yeah, well, I hope it's the right one.
I have to say I was worried. Thought you'd jump at the promise of Dara's PlayStation.
I'm not one of those guys that just, sits around playing video games all day.
That's a shame because she's got an Xbox Series X in that suitcase and she's just bought Fallout 4.
Well, I do play the good ones, obviously, and, that one is a classic.
A bit like myself, so.
Yeah. No, I wasn't going to say... I was going to say that, guys.
So, what's the plan? We're gonna have a new housemate celebration?
Yeah, we could head down to the station, maybe.
Oh, yeah, but you work there, right? Like, I'm sure you want a break from the place.
I really don't mind.
It's nice and cozy here. And look who came prepared. Why don't I get you settled in, and Sean, you can grab us all some glasses. You don't mind?
No, that works.
Good. Staying in is the new going out, right?
It certainly is. Do you just want a hand with those, or...?
I know, you're okay. We like to think of ourselves as independent women, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that.
Would you mind if I took a seat with you?
Do you really think I'm gonna say no?
Look, I didn't take time to think how all this might look to you.
Well, neither did I, but here we are.
Well, my photo opportunity didn't help.
Needs to look good in the picture.
Still, I'd like us both to find a way to see eye to eye on this. I mean, the wedding is in a few weeks. I'd hate it to be held under a cloud.
You could put out a child of Prague.
Good idea. I think Bella had one. I'll get him to dig it out. I know your sentiment on my wedding is different from my own.
Who said it was? Everyone seems to know what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. I heard Carol had a go at you earlier.
Well, she was sticking up for you. Don't know why she felt she had to.
Indeed. We shouldn't let politics come between friends.
Well, I thought marriage was about love.
In an ideal world, it is, yeah?
But we live in this one.
Exactly. For me and Bella, it's a practical solution. It's about financial security.
We should have done it years ago. You'd be rich by now.
No, well, no. I mean, we couldn't have done it then. Look, I know your life might have been more difficult.
Cass, look. This had nothing to do with me. And then all of a sudden, Carol is chasing me down the street and I'm defending my people.
Oh, I did open a can of worms.
Yeah, and now I have to look at them. Look, obviously I can see the funny side of this. But the other side is real to me. It's my history. Either you get it or you don't.
Hi, Junior.
Hi, Gran.
I'm sorry to bother you again, but I didn't want to leave things where we did. You won, Dolores. You have me. Do whatever you want. Orla, all I want is to keep the family together. He really does like those toys, doesn't he? Yeah, well, the aquarium had an impact on him. Yeah, I got him an Airfix boat as well. Yeah, I don't think it floats, but he can put it together. I should have brought it. Yeah, I think he might be a little young for model kits, knives and glue. Sure, Pete will help him. Actually, why don't I take him now? Pete'd love to see him. I'm sure you could use a night off. Oh, you're very kind, but we're fine. Nonsense. You have a glass of wine and treat yourself. You'd love to see Grandad Pete, wouldn't you, Junior? Get a little present.
Yeah.
That's settled then. Go on. Put on your clothes and I'll take you now. You sure that's all right with you? Whatever you want, Dolores. How can I refuse?